So what do I see? What I've seen just looking at Nigeria's budget over the past 5 years in particular is that we've had too many years when our budget seemed too ambitious compared to our revenue. We were not focusing on the revenue side. We were aspirational, which is good. But at the end of the day, I can say to you that today, federal government and state combined, we have nearly half of our budget which is deficit financed. So what we need to then pay more attention to is realistic revenue to drive your budget, and whatever gaps you have to do cash management planning. You've allocated an amount because an area is considered to be important. If there's no money to support it, it's as good as not having been allocated. In my role, if I'm confirmed by this distinguished Senate, will be to first try and create a picture of where we are, like a status quo analysis. In many countries, you even have quantification of what we call domestic arrears. If you are owing contractors, we should know it. We should say, as of today, this is how much we are owing contractors. This is how much we have. This is what the gap is, and this is how we will raise that money.
Nigeria's Senate has confirmed Professor Taiwo Oyedele as a ministerial nominee of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, following a screening session that placed strong emphasis on the country's pressing economic reforms. The confirmation came during Wednesday's plenary, where lawmakers assessed the nominee's policy direction and his readiness to tackle Nigeria's fiscal challenges, including rising public borrowing, weak capital budget performance, and the need to strengthen domestic industries. During deliberations, senators urged Oyedele to prioritize policies that will improve the ease of doing business, stimulate local manufacturing, and reduce Nigeria's heavy dependence on imports. Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barrow also called the attention to the country's vast but underutilized mineral resources, stressing the importance of harnessing them to boost economic growth. He further highlighted concerns about the consistent underperformance in capital budget implementation over the years.
Apart from taxation, we have, we are endowed as a nation. We have solid minerals scattered all over the country. Even my village, there's gold. Kabo, there's gold in Kabo local government. But the issue is this: we'll not be able to tap the appropriate revenue from our solid mineral. We're talking about only petroleum and so on and so forth. Now, as a minister of the Federal Republic, what can you do? What will you do differently so that we'll be able to harness, to harvest the revenue that we need to harvest from our solid mineral deposits through exploration and exploitation of this God-given endowment? What we see every day, we see the Chinese coming to exploit these minerals, take them away to their country. Not only Chinese, other nationals also do the same. But the fact is that when you look at our revenue package, the revenue framework, the revenue profile, we don't see much in terms of revenue coming from solid mineral in the revenue profile. What do you think you can do to make sure that we harvest what we need to harvest in terms of revenue to our nation when you become a minister?
Lawmakers also emphasized the need for stronger support for the nation's security architecture. They suggested that funding for security agencies should be prioritized through first-line charges in order to improve national stability and investor confidence. Responding to the concerns, Professor Oyedele acknowledged that Nigeria's national budget remains relatively small compared to the size and potential of its economy. He stressed the importance of prudent management and deliberate deployment of public resources to maximize impact. The nominee also addressed recent concerns surrounding the adjustment of the capital gains tax. According to him, stakeholders have expressed reservations about the increase from 5% to 30%, significantly higher than the global average of around 15%. Despite the concerns, he assured lawmakers that ongoing fiscal and tax reforms are aimed at strengthening government revenue while maintaining a balanced and competitive business environment. Following the deliberation, Senate President Godswill Akpabio put the confirmation to a voice vote, which received overwhelming support from lawmakers, officially clearing the way for Oyedele's appointment.
Taiwo Oyedele, and I also congratulate the President. Your intellect is never in doubt. I want to also congratulate you for what you did with the tax reforms. Your educative rambles around the country helped a lot to douse tension. And your appearances in various fora also assisted to educate Nigerians that it was a good thing for the taxes to be harmonized. And I think it brought down a lot of tension. So now, Mr. President has found it necessary to elevate you beyond being a special advisor to now being a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The confirmation is expected to further strengthen the administration's fiscal and tax reform agenda, with a focus on boosting revenue generation, improving infrastructure funding, and stabilizing the nation's economy.